Today we're going to learn about bar graphs. Now, everyone has their own sheet of paper with a data column. And with this data column, we are going to put all this information into a bar graph. What is the name of our data column?
Animal tail length.
Animal tail lengths. Good job. How do we know that that's the name of this?
Because it says it at the top.
It says it at the top of our data box. What unit of measurement are we going to use? Feet, inches, meters? What are we going to use?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. And we know that because it says it right here underneath our title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can anyone tell me what a bar graph is?
I don't know.
You don't know? Perfect. So a bar graph is a type of graph that uses bars or columns to show the information in the data chart. Bars or columns can go vertical, up and down, or horizontal, right to left. They can go this way or this way. Our bar graph that we are going to make today is going to go vertical, up and down. So everyone has their names on their sheets. I'm going to put my sheet up here so I have all my data information, and I'm going to use this to draw my bar graph. Can anyone tell me, does this look like normal paper or is this a special paper?
Special.
Special paper. This is graph paper. So graph paper has little blocks to help you measure and show and work out a graph. The first thing we're going to do with our bar graph is to draw our vertical line. Does anyone remember what vertical means? I just said it.
Going up and down?
Going up and down, right. So we're going to draw our vertical line. But I don't want us to draw it right at the edge of our paper because we are going to write something kind of special right here. So I want us to move our line in just a little bit. Now, is my line very straight?
No.
No. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to do our vertical line, and then we're going to do our horizontal line. And again, we don't want this line to be clear down at the bottom because we're going to write stuff here. So if you guys can go ahead and do that on your sheets. Great. Now, our graph needs a name. Every graph has a name. What do you think we should use as the name of our graph? Here's a hint. You use the same name for your data graph as your bar graph.
Animal tail length?
Animal tail length. So at the very top, you're going to write animal tail length. Okay? And if you need help spelling, remember, it's right at the top of your data chart. Now, on our vertical side, our up and down side, we are going to write centimeters. So I'm going to write mine as neat as I can because I'm writing sideways. Centimeters. Okay? Oh, Keegan got it. He just turned his paper so that it's easier to write. I can't do that, can I? Now this is the name of our vertical side. So we know that everything written on this vertical side is centimeters. Now we're going to look at our data chart. What is the smallest number that our data chart starts with?
Lima?
What number?
60.
60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a little dash right here, and I'm going to write 60. Now I'm going to keep going, but I'm not going to count by ones. I'm going to count by tens, because if we notice, all of our data ends in a solid 10 frame, right? So on your sheets, you can go 60, skip a box, then write 70, skip a box, 80, skip a box, until you reach, what is our biggest number?
200.
200. So, see if you can get that in there. And I'm going to write mine really fast here. Let me just make sure everyone's doing it right. If you don't have enough room, it's fine. You can just write 200 at the top. Okay. Perfect. I like how we each skipped some space. Now, my line goes over, and that's okay. Okay? Now, if some of you needed to make your line a little bigger, sometimes that happens. So, now we have the horizontal part to fill in, don't we? What information, looking at our data chart, do you think is going to go on that horizontal line? We have the title. We have the centimeters. What other part of our data box do we have?
Animals.
Animals. So that is going to be the name of our bottom part. That is the title of our horizontal. And what does horizontal mean?
Side to side.
Side to side, right to left. Good job. So it's going to be animals. Down here, we're going to write the names of our animals. Make sure you spell your animals right. That's always good. Giraffe is always a hard one for me. I have to make sure I get the right number of F's. Okay. I am going to change my color marker so that we can see our bars better. Now, to make our bar graph, what we are going to do is use the data in our box to show how high we need to make our column. So, I see that kangaroo is my first animal. How many centimeters is his tail length?
60.
Of the kangaroo?
Wait, 100.
100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up my number chart and see 100, and I'm just going to do a little line across, and then I'm going to do a line down and a line down. Now you guys have nice neat boxes that you can follow your line straight up and over if you want to go all the way up to 100, and then I'm going to just shade it in quickly with my pencil or marker. Perfect. Now our next one is lemur. What is the lemur?
60.
60. So again, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to follow it over. And you guys, this is a little easier because you have it all right on those lines with the graph paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we can go through, and the giraffe is 100. So we're just going to go through. And a tiger is 110. And the alligator is 200. So it goes clear to the top of mine. Now, when we have our graphs done, it should look something like this. Now, when we look at this, is it easier to just see who has the shortest tail?
Yeah.
You didn't have to read through this graph or the data chart, right? We were able to just look and go, oh, that's the shortest box. It's the lemur, right? So that is how a bar graph helps us to organize information. It helps us to visually see the numbers. Now, you can use bar graphs for pretty much anything. You can do weather. You can do how many people have blue eyes. You would just write blue eyes and then the number of people, and you would make a graph. So what I want us to do now is to work with a partner and figure out something else we can graph in the classroom. And I want the two of you to work on that graph. You are going to have to, if you do color revise, you're going to have to ask everyone in the classroom what color their eye is. Now, the easiest way to take this information is maybe do a tally mark. Remember how we worked on tally marks a couple weeks ago? And we're going to put together our own graphs. If you want to do weather, we're going to have to get on the computer and look at the temperatures the past few days on the internet, and if rain in the last month or something like that. But that is what we're going to do with the rest of our time. Okay, let's break.